is the pain on this side when if I pull this on this side, on the left side, it recreates the pain. But if I do it on the right side, it's not as bad.
So this, your sacrum right here is tilted back, what we call tilted posterior or pushed out posterior. So what that does is it actually pushes it back into the sacral bundle and all the nerves over there.
On the right side?
On the left side, Yeah. So basically when you start making that worse or pulling it up even more, like that could aggravate that too. Does that make sense? So when you're lying down,
yeah,
like on your side,
yeah.
And then basically
it's when it's under
making
that.
it worse. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So again, what we want to do is the opposite, not feed into the problem, the dysfunction.
Sure.
Yeah. So because with your coccyx pain, right, you don't have a broken coccyx on the other view that I showed you.
Right.
And so, we're really just focused on purely structure of when you sit, because only when you sit, so it has to be right just when you right.
Yeah. These two things on top of the hips, I feel like these two things, these are normal here, right?
Yeah.
It's just on the...
Yeah, that's called your posterior superior iliac spine. So basically, it's just part of your pelvis on both sides.
Are they symmetric?
No.
I feel like one is bigger than the other, but that's normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Common, not normal. For you, remember, you're tilted on that side, and then you're also rotated
so that
back
could be
on
causing
side.
the asymmetry.
Yeah, yeah. That right side, it's tilted backwards, right? It's tilted backwards and around, right? So let me just do this again. So it's tilted like this, down,
right,
and then also out, right? And so because it's tilted down, that would be actually bigger. Really quick. So for 2 years, you have what have you tried for 2 years for that coccyx problem?
So not till recently. I haven't really tried anything for the coccyx. I figured I have to strengthen the left leg. So I've been exercising the left leg and just in general doing more exercises, but nothing specific for the coccyx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think there was much I could do with the coccyx.
Got it. Okay. But that calf was visibly atrophied before?
Oh, absolutely. I have the pictures. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was like 25% smaller. Much smaller.
Got it.
Now it looks more similar size, but the strength is still not there.
So the first thing we do in the GONSTEAD system is just visualize and see what's going on. So if we look over here, it's really flat over here, but you have this kind of divot over here. You know what's interesting on the MRI? You actually did have a slight bulge in the L5S1 area. Yeah. Do you see how this curve, like it's actually kind of a smooth arc over here? But then over here, it doesn't look like it's smooth. You should have a smooth lumbar curve, right?
Right.
But you see how these are kind of like together versus
see.
kind of like that. So usually what that means is a problem over here that basically tilts that forward versus letting it sit back like that. Yeah.
Is that L5 right by the line? The 20?
L5 is that
That's
one.
L5, yeah.
Which is probably why we see some of that divot over here. You said you have the pain right now, right? Anytime you sit, you have the coccyx pain?
Yeah, not this particular second, but usually when I sit for at least 20 minutes, 20 minutes, yeah. Sometimes right away, but now it seems to be okay.
Okay.
When I move a little bit, I can feel it.
Okay, yeah, can you tell?
So it's right here. So right here.
It's your nerves. It's the bundle of nerves over
Which
there.
is actually probably a good sign, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Better than the coccyx itself, pushing, like being injured.
How'd you even stumble upon even searching GONSTEAD? I know you.
Your incredible marketing got me here.
That's not true.
Yeah, I did some research and looked at some of your videos online and noticed that you had done some coccyx related work.
Oh,
Reached
okay.
out and talked to Lindsay and Danielle, and here we are.
Here we are. So you actually didn't find GONSTEAD and then found us. You actually found us and then you researched GONSTEAD?
So I had started to read about GONSTEAD a little bit, but then I saw you guys as well, and the fact that you were subscribing to the same methodology, and I thought maybe this is a good chance for me to come up and see
Got it.
what you can find out.
So what this is detecting is inflammation. So if you just stretch it all out, then I won't be able to tell that much. Yeah. So base right in there. You can just put your hand on here. Okay, so first thing we can see is the right leg is definitely shorter than this side. It doesn't matter if you're lying down or standing up, you do have a short leg on that side. So again, like this would be helpful to have a heel lift on that side eventually to stabilize what's going on over here. What your problem is your pelvis, right? And then also the nerves that go into your sacrum. So when you kind of do that, and you
That
make
still
it
didn't do
worse.
it. It's just pulling the cheeks to the outside.
Got it.
It
Okay.
does it for some reason. Pushing down, so far you haven't been able to reproduce it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. So, because where you're pointing is actually somewhere in your sacrum. Because this is the tip of your coccyx, right? And then that's your sacrococcygeal joint.
Is that off center?
What's that?
Is the tip off center or the coccyx?
No,
is center?
no. It is just by nature of this one being higher.
Right. I feel like it's to the left a little bit.
It is. But it's not off center in comparison to. So we always think of it in comparison to the joint above,
I see.
which it isn't. But that doesn't hurt at all, right?
You're starting to get there a little bit, but
Okay.
not the pain that bothers me. It's a different pain.
That's good. So let me tell you what's happening. When you pull like that,
Oh,
Yeah.
that just did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what does it. Yeah. You went a different direction, but that pushed right on
okay. So you have ligaments that attach from here to your coccyx. So it's not that you actually have a sprained coccyx. Is that is that this basically when I do that?
it. Yeah. That's it. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you do the same on the right side?
Yeah. So
No.
no, right?
No.
But if I push.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. So I'm pushing what's called your ischial tuberosity. Okay. So this is your sit bone, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So I can be really precise into there, and it hurts, right? When I do. So there's a ligament that attaches from there to your coccyx. So what we got to do is actually work on that and approximating those. So that's the ASIN. Okay, so does that make sense to you? So basically, there's a ligament that attaches from here to there, right? And so when I touch the actual joint, I mean, I'm like freaking digging in and you barely feel it, right? And so it's actually not the joint itself, which is probably why the injection that you got didn't really work, right? And so it wasn't actually addressing it, because if it were, what it's supposed to do is actually, decrease the inflammation around that joint, right? But you have such a tight pull into there, that's why when you pull it up, like it actually hurts. So what we want to do is actually bring it down. Does that make sense? So Dr. Anthony is going to...
I got you, Alex. Alright, bend this leg for me, please. And straighten this leg for me. Perfect. Now we tuck this bottom bit towards me a little bit more. There you go. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this shoulder across. And just hug yourself here, okay? Right there, perfect. Alright, I'm going to tuck this hip towards me a little bit. There you go. Army, have you just undo the top button of your jeans? Make sure I get access to that whole joint for you. I'm just gonna roll you towards me. You can relax. Just relax that shoulder, okay? Good job. Feel that one?
A little bit, yeah.
Gotcha. Have you come up and walk around for me?
Okay. So if you felt that maneuver, it actually pulled the pelvis down versus pulling it up, right? And we want to keep it down. We want to keep that down, right? Because this one's already down in relation to that, so we actually want to pull that one down. So
this is the side. This is
you facing.
This is the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to see how that does. Yeah, just walk around.
Feels a little bit easier, but I don't feel difference of pain because again, I'm not sitting.
Yeah. So go ahead and the sitting part is going to be a little because you've been sitting already, right?
Takes
And
some
so
time.
there's some inflammation that's already
I see.
there. Yeah, so it's not going to be magical.
I see.
But it should start feeling better because we pulled it down. Okay, so why don't we have you lie on your side again?
Same side?
Yeah, no, and then actually pull your pull your butt cheek and try to reproduce the pain.
Oh, what I was doing?
Yeah.
Still there,
Okay.
but feels a little bit better maybe. But it's still, definitely it reproduces the pain still. But it feels definitely a little bit better.
It should, yeah, it should. Because again, we worked on the structure. The inflammation is still there, so what I want you doing is still icing it and still walking around and stuff. But did that make sense to you as to what we were actually doing into that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Basically, what we want is your body adapting to it, right? 'Cause
Sure.
we want your body permanently getting lower and lower. And that's why I was telling you I want to actually lift your right leg up with a heel lift eventually to basically approximate them, right? Once we can start approximate them a lot more permanently and get the joints situated where they should go, just start feeling better into there. Because it wasn't the sacrococcygeal joint. It's more you pulling on the pelvis that aggravated the coccyx. So that should tell you it's a ligament problem, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
So cool. Any questions though?
No, that looks good. In fact, sitting down was already a little bit better. Hopefully,
Oh, good.
It'll get better more even. So.
Oh, it will. Yeah, it will. Some of it's going to be a little trial and error in terms of like the exactness of it, but I have a lot of confidence that it'll get a lot better.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right.